Today, on Be Something Wonderful, stop trying to stay in wish fulfilled and be fulfillment. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. I want to talk about this new client who had a last-minute coaching session with me yesterday. She's been binge watching the channel, and she said she was inspired by a video where I talked about, she's a realtor, and I talked about another real estate agent, about her selling houses and everything. But she said what really clinched it for me was the video that we released a few days ago, Shift to Your Desired Reality Right Now, where I talked about a coach who sold out in a course. Instead of trying to create a best-selling course, she just assumed that whatever courses she creates, they're best sellers, and moved to the reality where it's sold, where it sells out. Well, this is very similar. And she made a decision based on, she was leaning towards this decision, so it wasn't really based on this video, but it really motivated or inspired her to make the real estate job her full-time job. She was just moonlighting. And now she's going to move into it full time. What happened? What was the change in mindset? Well, lots of things. She talked about that she was really attached to the outcome, to selling the house, right? To getting the house sold, to find the right buyer for the house. But what really shifted within her was that it doesn't matter what houses that she's representing, they're all sold. That's it. That's what she moved to. That it doesn't matter where, she just moves to the reality where that house is sold, that they're all sold already, that they're all sold within her, right? She moved from being attached to the house, to trying to find the right buyer for the house and the house being sold, to all the houses are already sold. And she just needs to move to that reality within her. Right? She stopped trying to manifest, stopped trying to feel good. She stopped trying to control thoughts. She stopped trying to ignore conditions. She stopped trying to stay in the state of wish fulfilled. This is a question that she said a few months ago, right? Trying to say, while watching videos, trying to stay in the state of wish fulfilled. How do I do it? Well, she understands that she's fulfillment, that she's source. And when she stops trying, she just bees that source. She just bees fulfillment, right? She is that. She's the creator, the conceiver, the source, who's ever greater than its creations, its conceptions, and its desires. Wish equals fulfillment. She gets the idea, right? That all the houses are already sold, that all realities are already real within her. So let's hit this, guys, like we never have before. There's a teaching, a Neville Goddard lecture, and a teaching where the title of it is Live the Answer Now. I love that. Or live in the answer now, like living in the end, but live the answer. Because we're on this perpetual journey of asking questions. How do I do it? How do I stay in wish fulfilled? What's the answer? How do I manifest it? We're asking all of those questions, which just creates the reality of non-fulfillment, creates the reality where the answer is not there, right? Remember, in that greater reality within you, you are all things, you are all realities. Cause equals effect, desire equals fulfillment. So when you're asking those questions, although there's nothing wrong with the questions, ask it to your higher self and allow the answer to come. But live the answer. Ask the question and then live the answer. Know that the answer is already within you, right? Remember, you're not looking at reality. You're looking as reality. Reality's changing while you're looking at it. Reality's changing while you're asking the question. And it's changing into a reality where the question's not answered, where you're looking, where you're trying to manifest, where you're trying to control thoughts, where you're trying to do all that, right? Remember, it's not that I see reality. I manifest reality, I create reality, I perceive reality. It's that I am reality. That I is reality. That real you is reality. Right? You're on the outside looking like a movie screen, looking at it that it's apart from you, but you are the movie screen. And that hologram or that projection of you within that screen is all you. But none of it is who you really are. They're all just temporary forms. That's you. You are the movie screen. Reality changes as you're looking at it. You are the screen of awareness within which all those experiences take place. All those houses are sold. She really got that. Just like that coach with the courses. All the courses she makes are all bestsellers. It's just moving to that reality within where it exists. Because remember, it exists, it moves, and has its being within you. So, remember, the subject equals the object, cause equals effect, question equals answer. There are no objects. In other words, there's no objective reality out there. You are reality. There's only the subject, and that's you. There's only the who, and that's you, as it was said in Loki, that Disney show. So there's only you, and there's only who, and that's you, right? There's no out there, as John Wheeler said. There's no objective reality. The subject equals I equals the real you. You're all of it, right? And so when you say I am, you are declaring and announcing you are all that is. That there is nothing or no thing outside of you. Big today. So here is the thing. This is a quote from the movie Next with Nicolas Cage as Chris Johnson. He plays a psychic in this movie. And here's a quote from him. He says, "Here's the thing about the future. Every time you look at it, it changes because you looked at it. And that changes everything else." I love that. That's it. Every time you look at, think, believe, or assume something about the past, present, or future, or reality, you change everything. You change all time. Do you see it? Because you are reality. There are no outcomes. There's just potential outcomes. All those potentials live within you. You determine the outcomes. You decide it all. All those houses are sold because you say so. All those courses are bestsellers because you say so. They all exist within you. They're all potential within you, all those potential realities. You're only ever experiencing yourself from and as infinite viewpoints and vantage points as all that is. That's why Neville Goddard says there's no one to change but self. You're only ever experiencing yourself, who you are, that reality. Consciousness and awareness can only be conscious or aware of its self. That's what conscious awareness is. That's what I am awareness is. That's the true meaning of self-conscious or I am awareness. You're only ever being aware or conscious of yourself, no matter what you're seeing or experiencing, including your inner thoughts and feelings, which are just changing temporary manifestations within that awareness that you are, and the other outside physical conditions that seem so real to you, right? Here I am. That's why in Scripture it says several times, here I am. Here I am. Remember God and Moses looking at the burning bush, curious about the burning bush. And God says, Moses, Moses. He goes, here I am. I said that another way. You are not separate from the world you are experiencing. Where are you? Because that's where the world is. That's where all your desires are fulfilled. That's where everything you want is, where you are. And so if you're looking out there asking questions and wondering where everything is, how do I manifest, why can I stay and wish fulfilled, you're creating all that. Here I am, right? Desire equals fulfillment, trying to manifest, looking for answers. I am confused. That's another one we hear a lot. Remember, you're knowingness. There's no confusion in the divine mind. There's no confusion within you. You're creating that state of confusion by declaring it, by assuming it. Right? It only creates an experience of reality of manifesting or trying and looking and being confused. Of manifesting, looking and being confused. Of trying to manifest, looking for answers and being confused. That's all you're doing there in all those cases. So how do I stay in a state of wish fulfilled? What is that? Why is this happening to me? Being attached to any outcome, it makes no sense. You are source, you are fulfillment, you are all outcomes, you are pure potential. The only thing that makes sense is to put your awareness on how you would like things to be right now. regardless of the appearances. You are the knowing, the source, the awareness within which all these experiences take place. So the only thing that makes sense is to live the answer now, as Neville Goddard says in his lecture. Live the answer now. There's only answers. There's only fulfillment. There's only what you desire. That's all there is. You create the undesirable events. They're not possible without you thinking or assuming them. Live in the end because creation's finished, right? Live the answer now. That was the big revelation in Revelations. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and last. There's no middle, right? It's only a story or an idea in linear time. The middle that you create, what I call the messy middle, is only a story or an idea in linear time, right? That story of non-fulfillment or the journey or getting there or fixing yourself or trying to be better is all just a story in linear time. There is no middle. You're already better. You're already there. You're already whole. You're already complete. You're already fulfilled. The houses are already sold. The courses are already bestsellers. Do you see it? The arcane or ancient secret of the excluded middle, right? The excluded middle. Everything must exist here and now or not at all. That's the excluded middle. And not at all is not possible. There's no middle way. Right? So there's only existence. Non-existence is impossible by definition. If it doesn't, it can't, non-existence can't exist. So it's all exists now or not at all, and not at all is not a possibility. So there's no middle way, there's just I am the way. That's why Jesus said I am the way. There's no middle way. There's just I am, and that's the way. The answer, the questions, all the questions have been answered. All the desires have been fulfilled. All the beginnings have ended. It's all now. Non-attachment, remember, a state of non-attachment is your natural state of being. It's not a process or a technique you practice in order to manifest something. This came up a few days ago, right, with a client. It's not a process. You don't practice non-attachment. You are non-attachment. That's your natural state of being. You don't have to be attached to anything because you are everything. It would make no sense. You can only create the experience of not being everything. You can only create the experience of non-fulfillment. You can only create the experience of not being all that is, right? You don't cling to any outcome because you are all outcomes. You are all outcomes. You don't have to cling or attach yourself to any outcome. You are all potentials. Do you see this? This is why it doesn't make any sense. You are all that is. And you're just experiencing different vantage points or viewpoints of all that you are. Right? You don't need to hold on to anything because you are source of everything. If you're a source, why would you have to hold on to anything? You can create it again in the moment. Just keep moving frames. You keep creating over and over again. All experiences of reality. Attachment is an experience of lack. That's the messy middle. Right? It's thoughts and assumptions that I won't get what I want or I'll end up with what I don't want, which is impossible. Everything you want is already within you. That's just a creation. That's a thought. It doesn't exist. Remember, and someone else was talking about the fear and the anxiety that they feel, and they feel paralyzed by it. Remember, that's source energy. Harness that as source energy. So feel the fear. Right? Feel the anxiety and then remember that there's no energy but source and you are that. So let go of the assumption that's not resonating with who you really are and move to the assumption that that's source energy and I am source. Right? Remember, anxiety and fear is awesome power, but it's that awesome power is put through an assumption that I am not. Put that awesome power through the assumption of I am. And miracles happen, right? That's power. So the moment you contemplate something, you become the very thing you behold. Neville Goddard. Yes, because remember, it's all self-contemplation. It's all self, whatever you contemplate. As Thomas Troward said, we must think of the thing as already an actual experience, the wish or the desire. Unless we do this, we're not consciously operating upon the plane of the absolute. Remember, you're the divine center of the divine mind. You're the center of the divine mind. You're the operant power. You're the center of that divine operation of the absolute. And therefore, you're not employing the creative power of our thought. When we're not, unless we do this, unless we know that we think of a thing as it's already done within us, unless you go to that knowing, you're not consciously operating from the absolute. You're operating from some thought of separation. And therefore, you're not employing the creative power that's within you. Right? All thoughts, all feelings, and physical conditions are changing appearances within your awareness. Right? You, as I am awareness, has absolute dominion over all forms. Stop trying to stay in a state of wish fulfilled and just be fulfillment. Right? Be that reality where any house that you come across is sold, any course that you create is a bestseller, anything you do is enchanted or inspired. Right? Everything you touch is a miracle. Do that. That's really being miracle-minded. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining us on TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, for joining our membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for joining and being a member. There's a link below if you're not a member and want to check it out. There is a live stream that's going to be broadcast on the membership channel later this month, the last Sunday of this month after Thanksgiving. We're going to go live right here from the studios in Las Vegas at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to put out another announcement today on that. And keep sending your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. It's best to keep the questions sort of short and to the point as opposed to big, long paragraphs, guys, so our team can assemble those questions. And don't forget, there's going to be more content. We have another video queued up for the membership channel. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom in the studios of Be Something Wonderful here in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.